Very good morning, dear children. Dear children, we are going to start the next chapter of civics, that is chapter number 6, Rural Administration. Children, in the previous chapter, we have read about the Panchayati Raj system. Fine, and now we will start with how the rural areas are administered. Now, children, there are more than 6 lakh villages in India. Now, just to take care of everything means water, electricity, road connections. See, it is not a easy job. So, even these are only not the jobs. We have to maintain the land records also. Sometimes the conflict take place between the people. A lot of machinery is there to deal with all this. Fine. So in this chapter, children, we are just going to look at the work of two administrative officers in some detail. In the detail, we are going to study about them. See, the chapter starts with a quarrel in a village. It's a story. See, Mohan is a farmer and he owns a small agricultural field now, which they have been farming for many years. Since long they are doing agriculture on a piece of land. Now, just next to his land is Raghu's land. Fine. The next field is of Raghu. Now, both these you might have seen in the villages. Now, the fields, they are separated with just a small band. Fine. Just a small boundary, not with the brick wall and all. So that small boundary is a band. Now, one morning, what Mohan just check out. He finds out when he goes to his field that Raghu, he had shifted that band which they had made. He had shifted a band towards Mohan's place. Means he has took over some land in his field. So by doing so, what he just had to take over Mohan's land and just increase the size of his own land. Who did this? Raghu did this. Now, for this, Mohan becomes very angry and he is frightened also. Why? Because Raghu is a rich person. He owns many fields, and moreover, his uncle is a sarpanch of a village. Still, he manages to go to Raghu's house just for asking why he had done so. Fine. Now, see, they started arguing. Raghu refused that I have not done that. I have not moved the band. And he, as he is a rich person, he called his helpers, and they both started, shouting at each other. Ultimately, Raghu beats Mohan very badly. Fine, the neighbors, when they heard the shouting, they all rushed towards the place and they found that Mohan was beaten up very badly. So the people, they took him away. That what happened? You just come with us. They just took Mohan away from Raghu's house. Now, first of all, he was hurt badly, so they gave him the first aid, and they said that I am just giving you one suggestion, that instead of doing all this, you just go to the police station and file a report there. So, the others also said that it's a good idea. But what is still, see, children, we had an, concept in our mind that going to a police station is a wastage of lot of money as well as time. Still, some people, they just they said that we had to go to the police station, but still they knew that this Raghu's family is a rich family. They might have, contacted the police station as well. So after so much of discussion, children, they all went to the police station along with some neighbors which were there at the incident. Fine, children. Now what happened? Area of the police station. Now see, now we will talk about the area of police station. See, you can't go to any police station. There is a area. Your area is under some police station. Fine. So whatever police station, like if you talk about this area where I am living, which is a defense colony, that area comes under Panjokra police station, and your area like Mahesh Nagar and all, they all come under the Mahesh Nagar police station. Fine. So this way the areas are divided between the police stations. So every police station they had their own area which comes under its control. Now all the persons whoever are living in the area of a particular police station, they had to go to report cases and inform the police about whatever is happening, like if any theft has taken place, any accident took place, any injury, any fight, they had to go to their own police station. Now after that, it is the responsibility of the police to just inquire, to investigate, and then to take action on the case within its area. Now, what's the work of a police station, children? See. Now, when the people reached the police station, Mohan went to the person in charge. Now, who is the person in charge of a police station? SHO. You might have heard this term. And the full form is, children, please underline, station head officer. He went to the head officer, the station head officer, and he told him what all happened. Now he says that we just want to write a complaint. The SHO, he just said them that you just go and don't bother my time. It's just wastage. It's just a short, mess. You just leave it. Why they were saying this? Because once they are going to file the complaint, they had to investigate on that. But the SHO was not, thinking about it at all. Then all the people they started, saying that you had to write the complaint because CV people are there. We had rescued him from there. So ultimately, the officer agreed and he wrote down the complaint and also told the people that he would send a constable to the next constable the next day to just investigate the incident. So this way, see what we have seen, that how police is just involved in this fight. Fine. Now after that, children, comes the next topic of the chapter. The first thing was area of police station and the work of police. The next thing was the work at the police station. What do they do? Who's the head of a station? That is station house officer. Now children, next topic is maintenance of land records. Now children, see, now the police has not maintained the records. They had just sought out their fight. Now Mohan, Raghu, they both were arguing badly with the boundaries. So who's going to settle this type of dispute regarding the boundaries? So children, the records of the lands, they are also maintained somewhere. Now who's the one who's maintaining this? Just check out measuring land and keeping land records. It is the main work of the Patwari. Now, the second officer we talk about is the Patwari. Now, who's the Patwari? The Patwari is the one who measures the land. He measure out, okay, this much land belongs to this person. And then he keeps land records. He maintains the records that this plot has been sold by this person and this plot has been bought by this person. So for every small little thing, for every small little land dispute, we had to go to the Patwari. Now this Patwari is known by different names in different states, children. Now in some villages, this officer is known as Lekpal. Sometimes it is known as Kanugo. Sometimes people call them Karamchari or the village officer. So the village officer is the Patwari. Now this officer is known as Patwari, I told you, and every Patwari is responsible for a group of villages. So some villages come under one Patwari. Fine. And it is his responsibility to maintain and update the records of the village. Fine. It's not like that since long back the old records are no, someone is buying, someone is selling the lands. So he is going to update the records. and the map and the corresponding details from the register on the next page are the small part of the records kept by the Patwari. So on the next page you will see how he maintains the record. Children, you all have your houses, fine. So you can see that land record, that sort of registration and all, that is done by the Patwari itself. So you can just check out with your parents, fine. The Patwari usually has ways of measuring agricultural. How he measures? Fine, he has a long chain which he uses for measuring the land. In the above incidents, the Patwari was called by Mohan and Raghu, and he measured the land, and he compared the, whatever measurement he got with the map which he already had, and when he matched all these things, fine, then he found out that yes, Mohan is right, Raghu has done something wrong. So children, Patwari is responsible for organizing the collection of land revenue from the farmers and providing information to the government about the crops grown in this area. So Patwari is also responsible for, collecting the land revenue from the farmers, and he will also provide the information to the government regarding whatever crop is grown in his area, fine. Now how he does this? He keeps record for everything. It's important for the Patwari to regularly update all the records. Why? Because someone is doing something, someone is buying, someone is selling. So children, you can see the next page. See, this is how the Patwari is going to maintain the land records, fine. And down you can see the map, fine. This is the map, how villages of different are being, mapped out. Now children, see, he is keeping the track of this revenue department, to whom he is giving the revenue collected. He is giving the revenue collected from the farmers to the revenue department. Now the senior people of the department, they are going to check Patwari's work. Now Patwari's work will also be checked by someone. So who's the one? So at all the states in India, children, they are divided into different districts, you all know. Fine. Then the managing matters related to land. These districts are subdivided into, tehsils or talukas. Fine. Like one is India, then comes Haryana, then comes Ambala district, and in Ambala, different tehsils are also there. So the head of a district is a district collector. You can call him the revenue officer. Sorry, the head of the district is a district collector, and under that district collector comes the revenue officer. And who's the revenue officer? The tehsildar. And under tehsildar comes Patwari. So who's going to supervise the work of Patwari? The tehsildar is going to supervise the work of Patwari. While he will make sure that Patwari is doing his job nicely or not, whether land revenue is collected or not, and he is going to make sure that all the people, the farmers, they get the copy of their records, and students, if they want their caste certificates for anything, so they should get it. So it's the work of tehsildar to hear to the land disputes as well. Fine. Now in the box, just see why farmers require a copy of their land record. So see, when a farmer wants to buy a plot or a land from one another, when a farmer wants to sell, then also he needs a copy. When a farmer wants a loan, then also he needs a copy. When has to purchase the fertilizer, then also he needs a copy of his land. And when he is dividing the property among his children, then also he needs the copy of the land, fine. Now the last topic of the chapter, children, a new law, Hindu Succession Amendment Act 2005. Now children, see, farmers, they own a land, and whenever we talk about farmer, it comes to our mind just men. So women, they are seen as people who are just working on the fields, and they are not owning some agricultural lands. See, till today, now recently what has happened, Hindu women till today, till before 2005, the Hindu women, they were not getting any share in their family's agricultural land. The girls were not given any part from the land which her father was owning. Only the boys were. So after the death of the father, the property was just divided between the sons. Fine, but now, children, the law has been changed. Now, the law says that the sons, the daughters, and the mother, they all will get equal share of the land. Fine, and it is going to apply in all states and union territories of the country. Now, this has benefited a large number of women. If we take about example for Sudha, she is the eldest daughter of an agricultural family and she was married, and she lives in a neighboring village, and after her father's death, Sudha often comes to help her mother with the farming work. Now her mother has asked the Patwari to transfer the land and enter the name with the names of all the children in his record. So Sudha mother, she confidently organizing the family with the help of younger brother and sister. Similarly, Sudha also lives with assurance that if she has ever problem, she can always depend on the share of her land. Fine. So now Sudha has also got a land from his father's side. So now the people, that lady can easily depend on that land. Other public services are survey, children. So children, see, we have seen the administrative work of the government, especially the rural areas. The first example is maintaining law and order, we have discussed. The second was maintaining land records. First case, see, we have seen the role of police and the role of patwari as well. Fine. Now, who was supervising this work? The Tahsildar or the Superintendent of Police. For the SHO, who's the head superintendent of police. For the Patwari's work, who's supervising, the Tahsildar is supervising. We also have been seen how people use these services and problems they face. How we use these services, how we go to the police station or how we go to the Patwari. These services have been used and made to function according to the laws that have been framed for them. The laws have been made, we have to go accordingly. Now, children, you might have seen many public services and facilities provided by the various departments of the government. So, you will just list out, check out, fine. So, children, this was the end of the topic. The chapter is over. Thank you and have a nice day.